For the first time in 12 years under manager Didier Deschamps, France have failed to top their group at a major tournament, and despite boasting the joint most talented squad at Euro 2024, their performances thus far paint a different picture. I'm looking at you too, England. But unlike the Three Lions, who we all expected to struggle, France have looked uncharacteristically bad, with their only goals coming from an own goal and a penalty. To make matters worse, their second place finish has landed them on the same side of the knockout draw as the tournament's most impressive teams. Talk about a brutal path to the final. But here's the thing about this team. They've always had a tendency to play to the level of their opponents. And if you expected them to cruise through the group stage, then you haven't been paying attention to their performances in the last 5 tournaments. In this video, we'll delve into France's early setback, and why it could be the wake-up call they need to become a truly scary proposition. France deserved to finish second behind a more enterprising and fluid Austria, as well as after playing too defensively against the Netherlands and failing to finish off Poland, who had nothing but pride to play for. The French have also scored just twice and displayed very little combination play or cohesion in attack. Against Poland, Deschamps deployed 2 holding midfielders in Rabiot and Tchouaméni instead of his usual one, which allowed France to use their fullbacks Koundé and Theo Hernandez in full attacking mode. However, this did little to help them be more vertical or aggressive, and had the opposite effect of leaving them too exposed to counterattacks and one-on-one scenarios. Up front, they were essentially a team of individualists, none more so than Kylian Mbappé, who tried to do everything himself. It feels as if the team is built around Mbappé, which explains why he's not expected to track back or do any defensive work. Surely one of the most interesting narratives surrounding his transfer to Real Madrid would be whether he would learn or relearn how to become a team player, as well as what that could mean for the French team moving forward. Ousmane Dembélé, meanwhile, sprinted dangerously down the right, but his crossing was poor, as was his finishing. N'Golo Kante, who was man of the match in France's first 2 matches, occasionally burst forward to good effect, but was always let down by his final pass. As the game progressed, France looked clueless on how to deal with Poland's deep 5-man defense, and was even put under pressure after the momentum had swung back to Poland's favor following Lewandowski's equalizing penalty. Without the hold-up play provided by Olivier Giroud or Marcus Thuram, as well as the experience and creativity that Antoine Griezmann offers in his new deeper midfield role, France appeared disjointed. A major tournament is not the ideal time for experimental tactics, but after 3 games, it seems Deschamps is still trying to figure out how best to deploy his forwards. France will almost certainly improve in the knockout rounds, but their performances in the group stage have been entirely unconvincing. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far, please subscribe so that you don't miss out on our future videos. Didier Deschamps' reputation as a cautious manager stands in stark contrast to the swashbuckling tactician who led Monaco to the most unlikely Champions League final 2 decades ago. Gone are the days of his attacking philosophy, replaced by a pragmatic approach that delivered France's 2nd World Cup trophy and multiple tournament finals, one that has served him well considering he's their longest-serving manager. Yet, this pragmatism should not be mistaken for a lack of ambition. Deschamps has overseen a remarkable transformation, lifting France from the depths of their struggles between 2008 and 2012 to become a consistent force on the international stage, even if his methods have at times drawn criticism. Defensive solidity and moments of individual brilliance in attack have been the hallmarks of his tenure. Although his return of 1 trophy in 6 major tournaments could be considered underwhelming given the talent at his disposal, the reality is that winning international trophies is an immensely challenging task. A recurring theme in each of those tournaments, however, is how France always seemed to get better in the knockouts. You could compile a list of teams that struggled in the group stage of major tournaments only to come alive in the later rounds. A prime example is Portugal, who miraculously won the Euros 8 years ago, coincidentally against Deschamps' France on French soil, despite squeezing through as one of the best third-place sides with 3 draws. France's underwhelming group stage performances at this Euros mirror their approach to winning the 2018 World Cup and reaching the 2022 final. In both of those tournaments, they also looked fairly average during the group stages, except for their only solid showing against Australia in 2022. Much like Muhammad Ali's iconic rope-a-dope tactic, where he would feign weakness only to unleash a devastating counter-attack, France seemed content on doing the bare minimum to reach the knockouts, lulling opponents into a false sense of security before showing up in the knockouts where the stakes are highest. After all, the group stage is not where tournaments are ultimately won. There's often little practical advantage in winning a group with maximum points and a strong goal differential compared to doing just enough to advance to the knockouts, especially when you're in it to win it and ultimately have to face the best opponents to do so. In addition, for every criticism made about France not scoring a goal in open play in the group stage, it's equally important to note that they haven't conceded one from open play either. They've managed to shut down opposing attacks, and while they haven't been finding the net, they have had fantastic chances. Their high XG to goals ratio could easily be attributed to both spectacular goalkeeping and poor finishing instances, rather than a more significant underlying issue. Opponents may underestimate them at their own peril, but this France squad is about to show what they're really made of. But what round do you think France will reach at the Euros? Share your predictions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more football news, stories, and insights. Also, don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a beat. And with that, we'll see you in the next video.